56 degrees inside the cabin. .44 degrees outside. I like to bring with me as well. This has my 9. A 1966 revolver. Ruger 22. Got the slide so you can see through. Yeah, she's got one in there. It's a fun gun, and it is right on target too. I also bring my shotgun when they come out. One of my glass broke. I have to throw that away and get another one. Guess the flame was right up against the glass and it sparked. That's why it didn't melt all the way down. My 12 gauge. Nice guns. I like to have a sling on my gun so I can carry it when I go up in the woods. It's got 3 rounds in it right now, but makes it nice carrying your guns this way. Little Mossberg 12 gauge. Yep. A little bit of firepower, but yeah, definitely need it when you come out to the woods, just for protection or just for target practice. I love shooting them. It's a lot of fun. A piece of glass down there. Nope. Good. Yeah, whenever I come out in the woods, I always bring a weapon or three. I like to do a little target practice myself. I usually go up here and shoot up there, but I haven't been this year, so. Let's see, I got one camera here, one in the front of my truck. I'll grab the one in the front of my truck, just so I don't forget it. Drive home with that thing on there. Curious to see if we got anything on there. You never know what passes through here at night. Turn that one off. But I know things do pass through here. I got several cats that live out here. See, what happened was I had about 30 cats in the city around the house that wouldn't leave, and they were peeing on the cars and just having more babies. They wouldn't let you catch them, so you could take them and spade them. So I started catching them, started trapping them with the friendly trap, those box traps, and I released them out here. 25 cats. I brought them all out here, let them go around here, and would feed them when I lived out here. And so they stuck around, most of them. There's some people that live out here, and I think they've, but you know what? People say, why would you do that? Probably. But you know what? Those cats are a lot fatter now than they were in the city. That's that black and white one that was in my video. Check out that video, my last video that I had. Look at that black and white cat. They come walking through the camp. That's one of the cats I trapped. And I released it out here in the woods where there's chipmunks and squirrels and birds and lizards that they can eat, instead of living in the city being, you know, chased off the back porch by somebody that didn't want around. And they've done really, really well out here. I was walking over here. This was a stream, and I kind of brought a bobcat in and dug a pond and didn't keep up on it, and broke through the back, and before I could put the dam and everything. But anyway, I was walking through here before I put this pond in here, and the weeds were probably about that tall, and I heard something crack behind me. One of those little cats was sitting there following me, not even 4 feet behind me, just sitting there following me like he was hunting me. I turned around and looked on the ground, and I was like, are you kidding me? I didn't even see you there the whole time. Just one of those cats that I caught and brought it out here. So evidently they've actually adapted very well out here. One of the cats used to come out here and sit on my lap, and somebody captured it because the second time it came out had a purple collar on its neck. And it hung around for a little while. I let it stay for as long as it wanted, but it eventually went back up somewhere. It took off. It came from back here. There's a house it's probably about right this angle right here, exactly where it came from. So I think that it likes to go back and forth from here to there when I come out here. But cute little cat. It was pure gray cat. Just a cute little cat. But that black and white one, he sure turned into a healthy cat. But check out that video. You'll see it. It comes back and forth through here. This time I left some kitty food on the ground for her. So she'll have a nice little feast. She'll smell it. She'll come over here when I leave and she'll smell it and she'll want some. So she'll have two of her own, less than other cats. There's quite a few cats out here. Like I said, I let 25 of them go out here. And probably the majority of them still living out here. There's one cat that I haven't seen, and she used to like to sit on my boat in the city when I had my cover on it. And I captured it, but every time you get close to those city cats, they take off like crazy because nobody owns them. So they take off running. Then they only come around when you're inside the house or you leave cat food out for them. Although my stepdaughter, she knows how to get them all to come around her, but they can sense certain people, you know. So they like to go around her. She had all of them sitting around her one day when she was feeding them all, but anybody else come outside, those cats took off. She spent a lot of time with those cats though, like I used to with my dogs. Yeah, I used to have, let's see, well, I had 3 beagles, and I bred 2 of them together, and they had about a dozen pups. It seems like 8 to 10 pups. I can't remember. So I had houses out here for them, and then I've got this barn here that had a stove inside, a wood burning stove inside that house, that little shed that's over here, and so they didn't have to worry about the winter. But they come out here in the summertime, they loved it. They had their own houses, and they'd run these hills like crazy. Could hardly get them back. Sometimes I'd have to go up to the convenience store at the top of the hill, and that's where I find them, around the people up there. And then my tracker boy, he's the dad to all the pups, and he broke his leash. He had a leash during the day, and he snapped that leash off. I think he wandered up there and somebody took him. I call him a fat boy, tracker fat boy. He was so big, big as Beagle, man, because he just gained so much weight. But I let him off, and they run around like crazy. He just had this problem gaining weight, but somebody saw him up there and took him home. I never seen him again. Went up there looking for him. And then this other one that I had was a blue beagle, and he wouldn't come back for days. He'd take off in the woods and he wouldn't come back. I'm like, you're gonna stay on the leash next time if you're gonna be gone that long. But he didn't come back. So that was years ago. That was 2 years ago. He never did come back though. He was a good little beagle. But about 2 miles to the lake, if you just take this stream, it kind of snakes away all the way down to a cove off the lake, and about 2 miles that way. And there's nothing up this way until you get probably about 5 miles, I think, before you get anything out there, get to a house. But he would I'd come home out here, and he'd come running up to the truck, and I'd be like, dadgummit, how long you been gone? For 2 days. He just liked chasing rabbits and chasing everything. He loved his freedom. But I had a neighbor that told me she seen him up by the road. He had wandered clear up by the road. I think it's about maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here. He's up by the fire station, I think. He wandered all the way up there. And he was spayed, so I don't know what he was looking for. He wasn't looking for a girl. I think he was just taking off. But he never come back. I think somebody took him. And then I adopted the other dogs out. So my tracker fat boy was gone. Someone definitely took him because he wouldn't leave. He'd go up to that convenience store, but he'd come right back. And I searched the roads. I searched the sides of the road, see if he got hit by a car, but he didn't get hit by no car. Somebody just picked him up, took him. I took him down to the lake one day, put him in the kayak, I had to actually use the canoe that day. And so many people were down there, and they just took a lot of attention to that dog. He was a nice dog. But yeah, I think somebody got him. It's a shame. He was a good dog too. He's the type of dog I'd never give him away. Oh well, I have to get me another one. But I'm looking into German Shepherds right now. I want a German Shepherd pup. And then I'll raise them and bring them out here, and whenever I come out here and go on my adventures with me, I'd really love to have a German Shepherd puppy. So I'll find one of these days. I've seen a lot of people have them out here. A lot of Mennonites have them out here too. Because I've seen them around. Seen them with the Mennonite. When I go out to the Mennonites community out there for sales, a lot of people have German Shepherds. There's my blue jay. But this porch right over here that's sitting right here with all that stuff on it, my camper was parked up against that, and it was a really nice porch. Had sides all the way around it, and I'd little steps up in the front, and I used it with my awning, and have my awning over it, and I'd have all my furniture on it. But that's where I parked my trailer. I had a big trailer I park right there. And then since I moved the trailer, I just stacked a bunch of stuff on there. I got to get that all taken care of this winter. I waited because there are so many recluse out here and black widows, so I'll start cleaning all this stuff up not too far from now. So eventually I don't want anything back here. I had this all fenced off from the stream up on the hill a little bit all the way around. And my bluebirds, they come back. Oh, my bluebirds are here. But I had it all fenced off, and I had 2 horses. And they roamed, this whole area was chopped down to nothing. And they would peel the trees away. But I had, the very beginning, I used that Morton building up there. I used it for the horses' stall, the stable. So on the other side, where I have the aviary, that wasn't there. And I had, it's got a great big old barn door on the front, and I closed it up fine, for sure. And then put that aviary on the front and had some birds up in there. But the horses, they used that. And she'd go over to the door when the door was closed, and she'd not, rub the door with her nose and basically saying, "Hey, open up my door, I want to go in there." I had a wood burning stove, and I had a little fence around it so they couldn't get close to it. I had a wood burning stove in there going, heating up that place in the winter, and they loved it. It looks a lot different now because it's run down, but I had it so beautiful. Everything was painted and looking really beautiful. That's what happens when you move out. Everything goes back to where, back to the earth. But I get to do some cleaning but it'd be nice to have my brother out here help me out. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm gonna get putting this stuff away, and that way I can go up there and take a walk by that camp. So I'm gonna get this stuff put away.